Welcome, everybody, to the Notorious OTB, brought to you by the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. And, folks, as always,
it's all good, baby. It was all a dream.
We used to read Blood Horse magazine. I got my Cuban links on.
Yes, Cuban B.
I'm your host, Chase Sessoms, the Wolf of Oaklawn.
I'd rather be trapped than lazy. Don't care what they say, I'ma do what pays me.
It happens every year about this time. Weaklings act like they lost their mind. Alphas reclaim the neighborhood. Rob the sheep and all the wolves eat good.
Yes. Welcome to the show. Joining me, as always, you might know him as the Michelangelo of the Crying Michael Jordan. He's your favorite capper's favorite capper. Ladies and gentlemen, Barry, the Sniper Spears.
You know how we do. Rockefeller. Forever. You catch me skating through your town, putting it down. Y'all relating, no waiting. I'll make your block infrared hot. I'm like Satan.
Barry, what's good?
The weekend, that was what was good, but we need that back.
Yeah.
So yeah, Monday isn't always the greatest of days, but we have them.
We got them. If you're hearing this sound, that's because Barry, he cashed in our $100 budget show, turned a profit. You went ice cold. It was ice cold, hot cocks, flow cocks, double. Congratulations.
Yeah. It was everything went according to plan in both races. I mean, like I said, I thought Hit Show was definitely a standout, and then Disco Time actually kind of surprised me the way he won. It was rather impressive. I know people were hemming and hawing about the final time and all that, but I mean, the horse overcame a lot and was really wide, outran everybody, and the future looks bright for that one.
Absolutely. Now, if you notice that there's a little bit of extra juice this morning, that's because it's episode 300. Just real quick, we've been at this for a while now, and before we get to today's picks, I just want a moment to say thank you. First, Sean and Kramer at SGPN, who gave me a chance. Barry, thank you to you for joining me as a co-host. It's been amazing. If you've been a listener for a while, if you've been watching our YouTube, if you're just new and finding us today, I just want to say thank you for choosing to spend your time with us. We love what we do, and we hope you love what we're doing. So what's today? It's our Monday Pick 3 show, and a bunch of other tracks were likely to cancel, so we had to pivot from our low takeout Mahoning Valley Pick 3. So today, we laid it on Fairgrounds Monday card. That's Fairgrounds Monday today, the 20th of January, year of our Lord, 2025. Post time for the card, 1:45 Eastern, 12:45 God's time, 10:45 a.m. Pacific time, out on the Pacific Coast. And Barry, this is a tough card with how it was constructed by the racing office. On this card, you can't play a pick 3 without playing a maiden race in the sequence. And I think it makes for a difficult card in that all these pick 3s will probably pay pretty decent.
I mean, there's always that possibility, but there's also the possibility that it could completely chalk out. Hopefully that isn't the case, because that would certainly be a losing venture for me. But, that's what we're here to do. Try to predict the future a little bit.
All right. Well, Barry, let's get to predicting the future. You started us off in race 3, I believe, with your pick 3. Go ahead.
Yeah. Race 3 is a first level allowance, 59,000, going a mile and the 16th on the main dirt track. And I'm going to use 2 horses in this race. The 1, Zadorsky, and the 6, Low Country Magic. Now, I'm under the impression that this race will be run fairly, fair, I should say. There's enough speed in here, namely coming from the 7, No What Ifs, the 4, Kiki Crazy, and Toasted Roll, the 3. That should set everything up for Zadorsky or Low Country Magic to come running late. Both of these horses have the figures to win this race. There's really not much beyond these 2. The horses I mentioned that will be on the lead are a little class challenged. So they're more or less cheap speed and should be overtaken by the class of these other two horses in this race. So we're going to go then to race number 4, which is a maiden special weight going a mile on the turf course. And I'm going to use 4 horses in this race. Pedigree wise in this race, there really wasn't anything to write home about. But what I did in this race is I'm going with what I know. Basically, the trainers that kind of unveil and win first time out, second time out with these types of maiden special weight type horses. So we're going to use the 1 Cafe Con Leche. We're going to use the 4 Twirling Dixie, the other Cherie DeVoe horse, the 5 Viva Glam, and we're going to use the 10 Miss Demanding. And Miss Demanding we threw in there because this horse has a few races under his belt, or under her belt, and I think the stretch out will probably do this horse a lot of good. So we're going to use that horse as well. So the 1, 4, 5, and 10 in race 4. And then to the last leg, race 5, which is a maiden special weight going 6 furlongs on the main dirt track. And I'm going to use 2 horses here. First one I want to talk about, which would be my top pick, which would be the 6 Sergeant Sully. This horse is a half to Hot Rod Charlie and to Matoli, funny enough. And
Oh, wow.
I think this horse might be able to run a little bit. There's no really world beaters in this race. If this horse is anywhere close of what his half siblings are, should probably win this race easily. I'm also going to use the 4 Zardun for Brad Cox. He unveils horses like this all the time that don't really have overwhelming or any pedigree at all, and they come out and they just run lights out. I particularly like the December 14th work, which is at Payson Park down here in Florida, and it was a 48-3 breezing from the gate, 1 out of 56 that day. That's pretty impressive at a track like that. That's kind of deep. So we're going to use the 4 and the 6 to close it out.
Yeah, Barry, what I like about your pick 3 is that you use 2 of the races that should be the toughest part of the sequence, the 4, 5, 6, where it was 3 straight maiden special weight races. You catch the first 2 in that. And I think that you're also just down to get some prices possibly in 4 and 5. I think that's probably, a good bet. There should hopefully be some surprises there. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say, really, the price is going to come in the middle leg. I think Sergeant Sully will probably get bet a little bit, just from everybody knowing, this horse's pedigree. But it also might float the odds up slightly on Zardun, because Furio, the 5 in that last race of the sequence, should get some attention too. So, it should pay decent if we hit.
So I started my pick 3 off in race 7 because I felt like I had a free square and I could basically turn this pick 3 into a double. It's 8.5 furlongs, $100,000, non-winners of 1 something. I'm not here to read your conditions. Optional claiming on the dirt. And the reason race 7 felt like a free square is, Barry and I, as well as a lot of other people, thought that Admiral Dennis was live to spring the upset against Disco Time in the Lecomte on Saturday. He drops into way easier company today in a conditional optional claimer and should romp in this spot. So I'm singled. Let's find James Brown.
Yes, I'm singing. I want to mingle.
You want to mingle?
Yeah.
Admiral Dennis, of course, in for the Hot Cox, plus the 2-man Megatron we call the Flow Cox is assembled for this race. I'm about to utter some famous final words, but honestly, I think all Flo has to do on this mount is not fall off, and we should have a winner. Race 8, 5.5 furlongs, $100,000, non-winners of 1 something, optional claiming, this time on the dirt. In race 8, you have chalk that should be a short price. The problem with the chalk and the short price is the handicapping commandment, thou shalt not accept a short price on a horse doing something for the first time. And the number 10 Pondering is doing just that. It's the horse for first race on turf, and the horse admittedly does have some back class with 2 straight grade 1 appearances in the Spinaway, Saratoga, and the Frizette. But of those starts, those were absolutely abysmal. So I'm taking as my top pick the 7 Afternoon Diva at 6-1. Afternoon Diva should be controlling this pace, which for a short turf sprint shouldn't really be all that swift. I think that Afternoon Diva is going to have a chance to control his pace all the way around and is a significant threat to steal this race on the front end. She's got a win and minor awards in 2 starts on the Fairgrounds turf going the same distance. I think this is the horse that is a must play on the ticket. I'm also going to be using 3 other horses, the 3 Lady Orient at 5-1, the 5 Miss Mendelssohn at 6-1, and the 9 It Will Be Fun at 6-1. And then we finish it off in race 9. 6 furlongs, $58,000 maiden special weight on the dirt. We close it out with this maiden special weight race where a majority of the entries are first-time starters. That means we dig into the pedigree and look for a history of precocity early on the dam side with the half siblings. We find horses that have raced before and that have flashed early speed, since most of these kind of races are won by early speed. And we find any horses that have had a history of passing other horses, because that's a learned skill. It can be valuable if everyone sends for the lead. My top pick is going to be the 2 Conch Fried Rice at 10-1. This horse has all the ingredients for a horse that could surprise in the first start. There's plenty of precocity on the dam side with 3 of 5 foals to make the gate, winning early on in their career, 2 of which were winners first out. And then Stidham was with a smaller sample size, hits at 22% with his firsters. And we're coming in off of a really sharp workout 6 days ago on January 14th. I used 3 more horses in addition to Conch Fried Rice: the 3 Mezcal Mule at 8-1, the 4 Trouble in Love at 4-1, and the 9 Manage Expectations at 12-1. Barry, did you look at this part of the sequence? Do you have any thoughts?
No, I mean, I obviously, like you, think that Admiral Dennis is going to be really tough to beat, especially since they scratched out of the stake to run here. I don't think anybody in this race can hang with that horse.
Right. I'm hoping that if I can get Admiral Dennis, I mean, it's going to take a little chunk out of my possible payouts, but if I can back it up with some nice prices in the next 2 races, which I think is possible, then I think this pick 3 has the chance to pay better than it should with an Admiral Dennis a single. Barry, let's wrap up some picks. Go ahead. What was your pick 3 again?
So we're going to start my pick 3 in race number 3. We're going to use the 1 and the 6 in race 4.
Forgive me on the graphic because I got that wrong. That's on me.
In race 4, we're going to use the 1, 4, 5, and 10. And then in race 5, we're going to use the 4 and 6. And the best step of all, going to the window. You can't forget that part.
Always without fail, just get the money. Always get the money. Let me go ahead and rattle off my pick 3. Started in race 7. I'm singled to the 4, Admiral Dennis. Race 8, the 5, 7, and 9. And race 9, the 2, 3, 4, and 9. Well, that's it. Barry, you got any parting words?
Let's get this money. It's Monday. Let's do it. MLK Monday. Fight the power. Let's get this money.
There we go. You got to fight the powers that be. You got to fight the powers that be. All right. That's going to do it for us here at the Notorious OTB, brought to you by the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. We'll be back tomorrow. We had to pivot again since parks will more than likely be canceled due to the cold. So we've got a Tuesday long shot for Turf Paradise. Lord forgive us. That's going to do it here. We will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.